All right, it's Tuesday, February 18th. Let's see what we got going in the shop today. All right, you can see behind me on the chaparral, we got the tower speakers in there, so let's go check that out. We got a few things done in this. We got these tower speakers put on. These things turned out pretty sweet. We got 4 of the JL M6 880s with color change lights built into the speaker cones. And then we also did the downfire lights on the back of them. These are like an add-on kit you can add on to them. And they have little lights that shine down, so you can use that for accent lighting in the boat or when you're cleaning out the boat. So one thing we did have to do is these brackets that we ordered, they make these in 2.375 and then the next step is 2.5. This bar with the powder coating on it was a little bit over the 2.375, so we ordered that, that size, but they were still a little bit too small. So we took these to the router and I'll show you how we did that. It might be a good little tip that I'm going to show you what we did with these on the router in case you do have something with thicker powder coat. It sounded hard to begin with, but once we did it, it wasn't too bad and it turned out really good. So you can see how they fit really nice and snug. So you'll see that we use this little router shield thing here. This is what we use to tape or glue those mounts to for the boat. And you can see we put it on the router here, and then when we routed it with a bit that is 1/64 of undersize. So we'd do that all the way through half of it, and then we'd flip it over, and then we did the other side with the flush trim bit, so that it would flush everything up. So that got us the extra space we needed to fit around that bar and the powder coating. You can see from the back here, it looks really nice and symmetrical, those tower speakers. One thing that, if you do one of these, this has a power tower on it that comes down for transport or storage. Just remember this bar and this bar are on different axes. So when this comes all the way down, these will get closer to this bar right here. So these were within probably 1/4 of an inch of these when this comes down. So just be aware, depending on which tower speakers you put on there, that might be pretty close. You can see now we got a ton of speaker wires down in here. This is the speaker wire from JL Audio that has 6 conductors in it. It's got 2 speaker wires and then the 4 color change light wires in it. So we have a run of that to every speaker in the boat. And then the black wires there, that's 12 gauge. That's going to each of the 13 W7s. Obviously this will all be cleaned up, but this is just getting the wires to where they need to be in the boat. Up here in the bow, we're getting ready to cut in some M6 770s. We got some little templates we just make out of cardboard on the laser. Actually, this one's out of 1/8 inch MDF. So we can set that up there to size things out. We're gonna do one here in the factory spot, and then we're gonna do another one up here, kind of more forward to that one. So there'll be 2 pair total up in here. You can see we got this side all tore apart. Again, you can see this is where the bolts go through to hold on the factory panel, and it is super hard to get your hand up under there or in this way to get those out. All right, what else we got going? We got the subwoofer in. This is the new Trulli woofer we're gonna try in the GT project. We haven't used one of these before, but this will just kind of show you what it looks like. These things are fairly new. We're set up as a dealer now. You can see how thin they are. This is, for reference, this is the JL Audio 10TW1 that we originally tried. And that is the Trulli woofer. So it's a pretty cool speaker. See the back here. So we're gonna try and get that in to the GT probably in the next day or two, just to test it out to see how it sounds. We'll let you know what our thoughts are. A couple other things on the GT this week. We are going to get the new rear view mirror put on. What we're doing with the rear view mirror is we're swapping it out for one of these with a built-in screen. It's got 2 video inputs, so we'll have a front and a rear camera. This we're going to tear apart and make the front camera. We're also going to put a magnetic charge port on the front of it, so when he's storing the car, he can just click this on and charge the battery. We got a new Stinger battery to put in there, the Stinger SPP 1500. This is a mirror we ordered off of eBay. This is a used mirror. The mirror that's in the GT is like the same as a Ford Explorer or something. I can't remember, but anyway, this is the same looking mirror. We didn't want to tear his original one up, but we're going to take like the buttons out of this, and then we're going to put lights and stuff in the bottom of this other mirror so that he still has his dome lights and his courtesy lights. Oh, one other thing I might show you. You're probably wondering why I got old insulation here. Making an office upstairs. Your customer that's been here, you've probably never been up here, but probably seen that we have an upstairs. But up here we're gonna have a pool table and maybe a little kitchen area. And then this room to the left, when you come up the stairs, I'm gonna make into an office. So I can do some YouTube editing and then meet with customers or potential clients. But I'll just kind of give you a quick run through of how I'm going to lay it out. I'm actually documenting this on my other personal YouTube channel, so if you like stuff like that, maybe check it out. Basically how it's going to lay out is when you walk in, let's say this is the desk chair. There'll be a desk in the center with the chair behind it, and then behind them I have shelves or pictures or something like that. And then on this wall over here, I've got it wired for a big TV here. So if I'm sitting here and maybe over on this side of the desk, I'm going to put maybe a couch or something for clients to sit on. So then if we're both sitting here, I can bring up pictures and stuff of things we built for ideas. Got a little window here that goes outside. And then if this is the chair, and then you got your desk right here, I've got another TV wired there. So that might be cameras or something to view, or if I'm editing YouTube videos, I'll be able to watch it on that screen there after I'm done, editing on my computer. So anyway, that's going to be the shop office. One thing I'd like to do in all the videos is, obviously we're trying to help people out by we give stuff away. We'd like to give tips and tricks and things like that. This week, I kind of just want to go over something that helps with maybe your standards of the installations you're doing at your shop. So one of the things we've done for many, many years now is we use only stainless steel screws. We use machine thread for most everything. We've also got some sheet metal style screws that we use on boxes and stuff like that. But anything that's going into metal, we always thread and use machine screws. A lot of times in acrylics and plastics, we'll use machine screws also. The place that we order all the stainless screws from, I believe it's called stainlesstown.com. So I'll put a link in the description. We don't get a kickback or anything from them. I just found that they seem like they were pretty great on pricing, and tried them out, and we've always had good luck with the actual screws, nothing break in and things like that. So they seem pretty high quality. So I'll link that in the description. The other thing, we use a lot of magnets. I don't know if you watched our other video last week of the Porsche we did for the radar and the magnetic license plate. The magnets that we order, I believe, is from online. I think it's magnetsforless.com. I'll also link that in the description, so if you need any magnets for anything, that might help you out price-wise. I mean, you can see we've got everything. We don't have everything labeled, but we got the main stuff labeled. We start with shortest to longest, and then we start smallest, 6/32, and then we got 8/32, but these are like 6/32 machine pan head flat, and they just get bigger and bigger. And then we try and line all these up. So this is like all 5/8, and then this is all 3/4, all 1 inch, and so on. So trying to stay organized is always nice. It saves time for the customer and for us to find things. We do need to go through and kind of label some of this other stuff. There's a lot of miscellaneous stuff that we keep towards the top. but it's just Mark and I. So between the two of us, we can usually find, you know, what we're looking for. But we use 1/4-20 for all our bolt down stuff, you know, nut certs, things like that. Flat washers, fender washers, lock washers. The one thing we are going to start stocking some more of next time is more metric stuff like M6, M8. We've noticed there's a lot more of that type of stuff that we need a lot of the times. So I guess what I'm saying is just don't skimp. Don't use these old, you know, Stinger drywall screws and the self tappers. I mean, I did it 20 years ago. I mean, we've all done it, I think. These are probably the same screws I ordered 20 years ago. We don't use these for anything really. I mean, once in a while we might use it to hold a box or something together, but hardly ever. Most of the time we're using stainless. It's not that much more money to buy stainless. You know, if you buy them in bulk, if you go down to Home Depot and try and buy 100 of these screws right here, yeah, it's super expensive, but check out that website. I link below. It's not bad. To set something up like this, you know, what are you gonna spend? I don't know, maybe $1,000 to, you know, get going. And then every time you go to reorder or whatever, maybe it's a couple $100. So build that into your pricing. So just kind of charge accordingly. All right, that's pretty much all we got for the week. I want to end on giving away the subwoofer box for the Polaris RZR. I don't know if you watched last week's weekly update. We're giving away a subwoofer box that goes between the seats in a Polaris RZR. I believe is 2014 to about 2018-ish, non-turbo. It's a box that we've had here for a few years that just doesn't seem to be moving. So we wanted to get it in the hands of somebody deserving and somebody that could use it. So we usually do a thing where whenever we do a giveaway, all we ask is that you leave a comment about a buddy that might need or want it that is very deserving of it for some reason or another. We don't give it to you because you want it. We're trying to make, you know, everybody brighten somebody else's day. So last week we did that, and we had, I mean, the comment with the top likes, it was the only comment. I guess, you know, it's a pretty specific thing we're giving away. It was from Smackout Dale. Says, Brad has been so great at helping me out with stuff and jumping in immediately whenever something goes wrong. He's a great dude, and I'd love to see him get that sub box. So we're gonna give that sub box to Brad. So Smackout Dale, get a hold of us somehow, email us or DM us on Instagram at Spokane Audio, and we'll get some info from you so we can send that out to Brad. So good on you, Smackout Dale, for referring your friend Brad. So sounds like a deserving guy. And then I guess that's pretty much all we got. Just a reminder, we do have a Buy Me a Coffee account. So if you saw some kind of something that helped you out with your installs that you think might be worth a dime or two, and you want to buy us a coffee, we give half of that, any donations to that, we give half of that to charity every month, and then the other half is just, you know, to help us out to make content and keep things rolling around here. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.